Michael Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell, now calling on the Justice Department to release both the classified transcripts and actual audio of Michael Flynn's private calls with the Russian ambassador, whose phone the Washington Post now reports was wiretapped by the FBI. Phone calls that started Flynn on the road to being targeted for prosecution. Joining us now is Sidney Powell. Great to have you on, Sidney. Sidney, first of all, who told the FBI to wiretap the phone of the Russian ambassador, and who leaked it to the Washington Post, setting up the Flynn prosecution? Because James Comey said it was that story that was used as a pretext to interview your client. So who did all that?
Well, we know from Comey's testimony, I guess it was to one of the House committees, the House Intelligence Committee or the Senate Intelligence Committee, I can't remember which, that he found the phone call transcripts. It was in the FBI's holdings, as they say. And then he briefed Clapper on it immediately, DNI Clapper. Clapper asked for copies, plural, of the transcripts. And then Clapper went to the White House and briefed Obama on January 4th. That is according to Comey's testimony. And then, of course, I think Clapper has denied briefing Obama on it. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who ordered the FBI to do that?
That would be difficult to say. It seems to have come out of the White House, but I don't know that it can be completely traced to there yet. Obviously, Susan Rice was extremely interested in General Flynn's work, and of course, Clapper and Brennan were all over it because he had testified contrary to them about ISIS when he was head of DIA and had a target on his back for a long time for contradicting the Obama administration's position on ISIS and the Iran nuclear deal, among other things. He was also going to audit the intel agencies.
Understood. You can continue.
So he was going to audit the intel agencies if he came into the White House, and that was one of the things they were terrified of. Plus, they knew as NSA he would immediately discover their FISA abuses and the incredible widespread general surveillance abuses of the administration. I don't know whether it's from Mr. Brennan's fusion center that he set up to focus on whoever he wanted to focus on, or whether it's something called the Hammer or what it is, but there was a massive surveillance operation, very widespread, by the Obama administration to surveil all political opponents and anybody else they wanted to collect information on, using the NSA database as their own little research operation.
So, here's the thing. The Washington Post quotes a senior government official as having leaked the Flynn phone call to the Washington Post. A senior government official, could it be James Comey who leaked it?
It could have been Comey. It could have been Clapper. It could have been Brennan. It could have been James Baker at ONA. It could have been somebody in the Department of Justice, because they all knew about it by January 4th and 5th.
Okay, so the big news today, Sidney, the Federal Appeals Court in Washington, D.C. has set a June 1st deadline for Judge Emmett Sullivan to respond to your motion to dismiss the charges. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, they have ordered him to respond to what's called a petition for writ of mandamus, which is an extraordinary measure that we took and is allowed when a judge has acted completely outside his authority or jurisdiction. And his decision not to grant the motion to dismiss, and instead the government's motion to dismiss, by the way, because of all the Brady evidence they found that shows the prosecution of General Flynn should have never happened, the appeals court has ordered him to respond within 10 days based on Rule 48A and the Fokker decision that court entered a couple of years ago that makes clear the district court has no authority whatsoever to do anything but grant the government's motion when it decides not to prosecute. Courts are not allowed to switch jobs and become prosecutors, and that's essentially what Judge Emmett Sullivan did within the last couple of weeks. It's absolutely extraordinary. There's no precedent for it. It's not allowed, and it also defies a recent Supreme Court decision that was unanimous and authored by Justice Ginsburg, slapping down the Ninth Circuit for soliciting input from what's called amici, or friends of the court, and redefining the issue before the parties when the parties had briefed the case as something else. So he's violated it on at least 2 fronts that we can find, and possibly more.
Sidney, you're always great to have on. We really appreciate you coming in. We'll be following this case, Sidney Powell. It's great to see you, and we'll be certainly tracking what's going on with Michael Flynn and your representation of him. Sidney Powell there. Great to have you on.
Thanks, Liz.